Opening night, Toy Story 5. We had to be there for it. Tap House went all in for the premiere. Balloons, decorations, the whole lobby dressed up. They even had the merch out, which tells you how big this was. We caught it in DVX, the premium large format, because if you're seeing Toy Story 5 on night 1, you're seeing it big. So, quick setup before we get into it. Toy Story 5 picks up about 2 years after the last film. Woody's been off rescuing lost toys with Bo Peep when a call pulls him back to Bonnie's room, where Jessie's now running things as the new sheriff with Buzz as her deputy. But Bonnie's 8 now, and she's struggling to make friends because the other kids would rather be on their screens than play with toys. So, her parents get her Lily Pad, a frog-shaped smart tablet that becomes her new favorite and pushes the toys aside. Now the gang's facing something they've never gone up against. Not a rival toy, but technology itself. Pixar is calling it Toy Meets Tech, and the whole movie is really about whether playtime can survive the screen era. So that's the setup. Here's what we thought.
So we're gonna be eating because we're trying to kill three birds with one stone because we don't have much time today. It's a busy day today. But since we are eating, might as well introduce what you got going on. Here you go. Unless you don't know about it.
So, from the heart of Atlanta, we got some Caribbean food. We got some jerk chicken, some rice and peas, some cabbage. We're going Jamaican today. What about you?
And this is M&J Caribbean Cuisine, so shout out to them in their restaurant. Just make sure you guys can see what's going on here. Okay. And you forgot the beef patty too.
Yeah. Gotta have the beef patty. No cocoa bread this time though. We're trying to watch the cards.
And for me, I have Haitian food. It's actually a Haitian vegan spot called Plant Based though. And it's actually a vegan Haitian spot because I'm trying to, switch up my diet and doing a little bit more, leaning more towards plant-based foods. So we're going to try that out. But this is a fully plant-based Haitian meal. So we're going to check to see it out. I have Diri Jom Jom, still a classic recipe. Nothing changed there. Banan free, which is fried plantains. And I have griot, which is actually made out of jackfruit instead of pork. So, and for those who don't know, Diri Jom Jom is basically like black rice with like mushrooms, basically. Like, so.
Can you see it? Can you show it? It looks really like.
Let me bring the camera in so you guys can see what's going on here. And this is his plate. But yeah, so we are here to talk about actually not our food, but Toys R Us. But I wanted to make sure, Toy Story 5. But we just want to make sure that we shout out the restaurants that we ate from today. So, can you tell me what were some things about Toy Story 5 that you actually liked about the movie?
Yeah, I'll hold this one. So, Toy Story 5, I'm glad we watched the kind of recap before going into the movies. There was like a really good 8-minute recap that caught you up on 1 through 4. Definitely seen like 1 and 2. 3 and 4, not sure, but it was good to see that recap leading up to 5. So I like how they continued the storyline, right? Starting off with the girl that was the owner of them that transpired in the previous movie. I also like just the storyline of this one and how they made it relevant with like today's times. I always like, seeing a movie that is from my childhood that they're either remaking or adding on an additional movie that kind of takes you back to the childhood. So I would say like the nostalgia and the storyline were two things that stood out to me. I often found myself, like, while we were in the movie, like, there are times where I was thinking about, like, how I used to, like, play with toys when I was a kid, and kind of, like, going through that mentally while also watching the movie. So I think that was cool. Yeah, I mean, like, the animation, the graphics were fine, just kind of like typical Toy Story. The voices were pretty cool. Kind of, again, just kind of like the nostalgia. If you've seen any of the Toy Story movies, they do a good job of like keeping the same people involved. So, yeah, I mean, those are the things I really liked. Again, like the storyline, the nostalgia feel of it. I mean, they tried to impart some lessons there, which I think are good as well. I'm always down for like a positive message. So, those are some of the like things that stuck out to me.
Yeah. And so, like, before I share mine, I forgot to mention, also, I have some Peeklies. If anybody's wondering what these are, this is called, for those who don't know, Peeklies. If you know, you know, but if you don't know, these are called Peeklies. And basically, it's like coleslaw, but, like, spicy coleslaw. And it's, like, different ingredients that give it that little, like, tangy kickness, too. So, just an FYI, in case you're wondering what I just poured on here. But, as far as what I liked about the movie, I definitely think it was a great storyline. I think that basically some of the things that they were trying, like you mentioned, like some of the lessons that they were trying to teach, like the whole, you know, the importance of enjoying your childhood, not getting too caught up or caught up in like just all the tech. Nothing wrong with tech. They show that a way where it's like you can still enjoy tech, have a good balance of like, you know, kids nowadays enjoying their little, you know, video games and iPads and tablets and all that, but still also like go outside and have fun and go play with your friends and you know, play with your toys, like, you know, still enjoying that, because, you know, we grew up in that era where we weren't that big, it didn't have that much like digital stuff. We weren't in that digital when we were kids. We grew up in the era where you went outside and you played, you know, with your friends out on the street, and you rode your bike and did make-believe with your Barbie dolls and all that. And so, like, it kind of, like, showcased almost in a way of, like, you know, sharing the importance and the value, not importance, but just the value of going back to that, like, enjoying the stuff that you have and those toys that you have, and like just a little childhood fun, while also like you can have a little balance of playing video games and computer games and all that. So like I think the storyline and the way they portrayed it was really great. They weren't really trying to like do like too in your face, but since it is a Toy Story, they're trying to show like, hey, these toys, you know, this is all about toys, and just like the value and the nostalgia of still being able to play with your toys and not, you know, kids just every day 24/7 just lost in the digital stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I think it was very insightful. I think it was a really interesting storyline. I went into it not knowing what this movie was going to be about, and so to know, like, I didn't even see any previews, nothing. So, to see, like, oh, this is where they're going with it, and it was very timely, too, I think. So I think it was just, overall, I think the writing, they did a really great job with, like, just the whole storyline of it all. And they had, like, really cute moments, too, and everything, too. I love the diversity of the kids and everything as well. Yeah, I think the storyline was just great, honestly.
Yeah, it was a great storyline. Like you said, that movie was really made for like parents of today. Like if you were like born in like the 90s, you got kids, like that's a movie for you. More so than just for kids. I think kids see that and be like, yeah, I ain't trying to hear that. Give me my tablet back. But you know, we're the ones that control that. We being like the new adults and the new parents. So I think it's just a good reminder. Like, don't let your kids get inundated. I don't know. Don't let them get sucked into the tech world. You know, and you could even see like they started to show how it affected her mood. You know, the difference between like her playing with her toys and then her being on tech. Like all the kids would meet together and just get on their tablets and just be like zoned out, focused in. And you could see like the shift in her emotion when she went to go play with her friends, and like, what you guys want to do? You guys want to play? And they're like, no, I want to play with toys. And she grabbed the tablet, and they all just get there, and she just look at them with her tablet, like, oh, this is what we do. Like, okay, I guess. And it's also a good reminder of like, don't follow the crowd. You know, I think the mom had a gem where she was like, if they're your real friends, they'll want you to be like who you are. They don't change yourself for somebody else because they don't approve of you.
Yeah.
So like, a ton of gems. I like that. I just don't think, my personal opinion, I don't think it would resonate too much with the kids of today. I think they don't look at that and be like, whatever. Give me back my dopamine hit.
Okay. Side note, because you guys are getting live reaction of me trying this for the first time. I've never tried plant-based, not plant-based meat. I've had plant-based meat like tofu style, but like Caribbean style, like, you know, griot is, you know, typically like fried pork, or you can do the variations of it, but typically it's like fried pork. This is my first time trying a plant-based version of that, and yeah, it tastes really good. It tastes just like it. If you want to try a piece, I'll give you a piece. You want this one?
Yeah, jackfruit is fire. I'm sure on there.
You want some of the peach leaves?
Sure.
Right here. But yeah, just FYI for those of you guys who are vegan and looking for like plant-based versions of foods that you like, if you're in the Atlanta area, definitely check them out. Plant-based though, yeah, really good. But yeah, to your point, I think some of the kids, yeah, it's really tough because like I don't know if some kids may watch this and just like be entertained, but they may not think like, oh, this insightful to me because now I'm gonna go and change my life, because they don't really have, some kids, not all kids, but some of them may not really care, or may not even care, but they might not have that nostalgia of like, oh yeah, I do remember what it's like to play with toys and, you know, not be on my tablet all the time. Like, let me go back to that. Yeah, they may not have a perspective, you know. Some kids may think like, yeah, I want to go, they may leave the movie and be like, yeah, let's go to Toys R Us and go buy some Barbie dolls or whatever. But some kids may be like, leave watching the movie, probably enjoyed it, and then go back home and be on their tablet. So really, I think it was probably like a movie for like the parents too, just like remind them like, hey, you know, you guys want to, you know, your kids want to be in the tablets, and maybe it's a good mechanism to keep them busy and all that, but don't forget, like, you know, don't let them get too lost in that digital world too much or whatever. Like, still try to encourage your kids to go outside and play and go play with those toys, you know. Like, you don't have to always, like, every Christmas give them, you know, the new latest tech, but maybe also give them a book or give them a couple of cards so they can like activate that creativity as well. Like, not say that you can't use tech to be creative. There's plenty of tools out there, software tools, but just also just that joy of being able to play with your friend in person and like playing with your toys, like the little things like that. I think yeah, to your point, it probably was more of like a message for the parents, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the parents control the kids, so give your kids that same experience that you maybe had, you know. So yeah, I vividly remember playing outside.
Yeah.
And you know, we were, you know, early 90s, so we were some of the last of the kids to play outside. You know, now you go outside, I mean, I see these kids around here, they be running around doing their thing, running around with bikes and footballs and stuff, but like, it's 2 kids. Out of all the kids that probably be here, so, you know, all the rest of them, you know. They had one scene in the movie yesterday where the toys had to like run through a house, like in the middle of was it daytime? I think it was daytime. But they had to run through these people's house and hurry up and get through because they couldn't go around. And like the scene was like they were running through the house, and like the mom was on a tablet and the dad was on a computer and the kid was on a computer. So nobody saw the toys running through because they were all just, you know, face down on the screen. And it's such an interesting, you know, way to show like how we are as a society. 'Cause that's pretty much how it be, you know. Most people are on the screen, you know, 60-70% of the day.
Yeah. What do you think?
Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Too spicy though.
But the pickles?
I don't know. It was jerk.
No, I mean, not just what you think of the
Oh, it was very good.
griot.
It was good. It was griot.
Okay. All right. So now, what were some ways that it could have been better? Like opportunities for it to be better.
You know, the movie or the experience?
The movie.
Okay. The movie. What? Oh, they left a plot. They left one of the storylines like kind of unclosed with all the Buzz Lightyears. Mm-hmm. They left that
I knew you were gonna say
unfinished. That. Yeah, I mean it was just if I had to be like nitpicky, it's just like I remember we were leaving. I was like, hey, what happened to all the buzzes? It's like, yeah, what did happen to all the buzzes? So I'm not a fan of a open storyline. Yeah. So like finish the story. Like they did like everything else, but didn't wrap that up. So
yeah,
that would be my one critique.
I agree. I think when you asked me the question about what happened to the rest of the Buzz Lightyears, which if you watch the movie you'll see what we're talking about. Because there is a scene where towards the end of the movie, like you see the Buzz Lightyears are helping them out, like a multitude of Buzz Lightyears, and then we don't hear from them for the rest of the movie. Like for the rest of the end of the movie, like where did they go? Maybe we missed it, and maybe it wasn't clear what he said. Maybe we have to go back and rewatch it, but I don't know where they went or what was the deal, because they kept they showed them a lot throughout the movie. Like they had multiple scenes where it's like the build up of them and like trying to locate something or whatever. So it's like to have them throughout the movie and then you don't finish up their part of the movie of like, okay, well, where'd they go? Yeah,
they made him a prominent character in the movie. I mean, the opening scene features
then just
them,
disappeared.
And then, really, I'm trying to think back. Like, they had an involvement in the storyline, but they didn't have like a main role. I guess the last.
They had a key
end,
part towards the climax for sure, but it was just where did they go?
Yeah, after that, it was just all right.
When they were like concluding the movie, where did they go? They weren't at the final scene. They weren't mentioned in the final scene, or at least like they're involved. Like where did they go?
Yeah.
So I think that for me also too. I think it would have been cool if we could have seen more, and maybe here's what it is, but like more of the involvement of the other toys too. The other key toys, yeah.
Dinosaur.
Bo Peep, like she just like did.
Yeah, she did. Cool.
So like it'd been cool to see more of their involvement. But overall, I think it was great. Yeah. I think I like the characters. I think the little girl was very she had a way to like emotionally connect with the audience too. I think it made me like almost like feel for her. She was so cute. The main girl, she named Bonnie or something like that. And I loved how the character of Blaze. I liked her character a lot, and just like her personality and everything too. And yeah, I think those were really great characters for me.
Yeah, they did a really good job of capturing Bonnie and like how she was dealing with some of the social anxieties and being able to depict that. You know, just from even like the mannerisms, because it's a cartoon, right? It's not a real person, but you can see in some of the mannerisms, some of just like little slight things, like oh yeah, someone who really had social anxiety, had a hard time making friends, or she really wanted acceptance. You know, they would have those similar mannerisms. So I think they did a good job with that.
Okay, all right. So, what would you rate the movie?
I mean, for me, for the nostalgia, storyline, everything, I said like a 9. Solid movie. If they had wrapped it up with the buzzes just a little bit more, maybe it would have been a 10. But it's a solid movie. It's really good. I think if you're a parent, with kids, you should go see it. You should take your kids, but the movie's for you, not the kids.
Yeah, same. I would say with everything, like, then maybe nostalgia, but just the storyline was a powerful storyline. It kept me engaged throughout the entire movie, and just the characters. I will give it a 9.5. If they just included more of the you know, the other toys that we grew up watching, that it would push it to a 10. And if they fixed the plot hole, as you said, as well, or we think it's the plot hole, again, it wasn't clear, probably be a 10, but yeah, 9.5 for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright,
check it out.
yeah, give it a watch.
And check out these restaurants if you're ever in the Atlanta area. M&J Caribbean Cuisine, plant-based though, definitely good if you're looking for more plant-based options. The grill was fire. It has its own taste to it. It's like, it kind of feels like you're tasting, look, the texture is very much like meat texture for sure. It has like the same pull as meat. The taste is flavorful. I wouldn't say it tastes exactly like griot, because, you know, pork is pork, but for the most part, like, you don't, sometimes I don't realize that I'm eating like a plant, you know, so definitely I would recommend them for sure. But yeah.
Okay, and now for the meal, what would you say? What would you say you like about the meal? Like overall, what would you give it a rating of?
This is solid. You know, I've been to Jamaica and had the jerk chicken and the rice and peas and the cabbage. So I will say it's a solid Jamaican meal.
Okay.
The jerk is jerking. Pause. The rice and peas is hidden, and the cabbage is fire. I would give it a strong 8, just because in Jamaica, I don't know what it was, but this man who had this little stand where he did the jerk chicken, man. Chicken was fire. I mean, chicken was so good, I was like eating the bones. It was so good. But I mean, like, maybe some things you just gotta be in Jamaica for. So I give it a good 8.
Well, let's say out of a 5.
Oh.
A 4? You give it a 4? Okay. I say that because like Google reviews is like 4 to 5 stars.
Oh, well, if I was gonna give them stars, I'd probably give them like 4.5 stars.
Okay. 4.5 stars.
The presentation of the food as well. Like, we got this Uber Eats, and they saran wrap the entire outside of the styrofoam. They get a 5 for that, because I appreciate that. Okay. You know, it's saran wrapped, and it's to make sure none of the sauce leak out. It don't get nowhere. The sauce was fine. The sauce was intact. Nothing was leaking out. It was saran wrapped inside of a plastic bag. And that's like,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate that, because, you know, food security, we'll make sure anybody messing diddling with my food. So yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. Restaurant is long, but it's I would say for me, this plate, if I were to give it a rating out of 5 stars, honestly, because I have been enjoying this meal, I would give it a 4.5 too. The only reason why I wouldn't give it a full 5 stars, to be quite honest, is like, what would make it a 5 star if I had some more rice. Like, y'all don't be too stingy on rice. Like, you see, your plate is heavier with the rice. My plate is a little bit lighter on the rice. And, you know, any Haitian restaurant, usually typically they give you portion wise, they'll give you your portions. But I don't know, maybe they thought because you plant-based, you're not trying to put on too much weight. I don't know, but people are plant-based for various reasons. It's not just to like lose weight. So, but I would say for sure, yeah, I'll give it 4.5 for sure.
Nice.
Really good, really flavorful. Always appreciate the pickles. The meat, I really appreciated the texture.
The meat.
The
meat.
I gotta look more into like jackfruit. This is my first time really trying any like jackfruit.
The jackfruit is pretty good.
Yes, I gotta look into it some more. But yeah, I haven't tried the bun, but the bun taste, I'm sure it's gonna be fire when I try it out. But overall, sauce was good. You know, we like our sauce. It has all the flavor. The rice, dijon, you know, that's a staple for Haitian cuisine. And nothing's changed with this dijon. Just because it's a plant-based restaurant, but overall the rice is still traditional. It's like traditional dijon. So yeah, the fried plantain is good. Everything, honestly. The griot is good, everything.
Just more rice.
Yeah, just give me a little bit more rice. just a little bit more right. And it would have been a 5-star rating. But yeah, good, satisfied. Boom. So Toy Story 5, worth the premiere. See you next review, and don't forget to subscribe.